This is what the floor ends up looking like when there's a massive rainstorm. It's because I've taken so much dirt out of this side that the dirt on the outside sits higher, so the water just seeps up in here and it becomes a swamp. So this is what we're going to be fixing. And I had a trench dug going through there, and it was just running out of the house, as you can see right there. Yeah. So this is what it does in a massive rainstorm. It's trying to rain some more now. So that's what we're fixing. So, swampy chicken house. Okay, so you saw the sludge before in the chicken house because the ground on the inside of the chicken house is lower than the ground on the outside. So when we get a nasty rain, the water tends to rise up in the chicken house. So as you see this pipe right here, this is what we're going to be using to combat that problem. We're going to dig a trench, lay this in it, so the water will go. As you can see, there's tiny holes in this pipe. We're going to dig a trench, lay this into the chicken house, run it a decent amount out of the chicken house, so that way when the water seeps up inside the chicken house, it will go in the tube and out of the chicken house, rather than making the inside of the chicken house nothing but a swamp. So, we're going to go dig a trench, lay this in, and I'll show you what it looks like when we got the trench dug. Because this pipe you also use when you're fixing a basement. That's why we have so much left of it, because we had to do it in two different basements. Our basement and my aunt's basement, we had to jackhammer out the concrete and then dig a trench, put some pea gravel down, and then cover it up and put, it keeps the water out of your basement. Anyway, so that's the same concept we're going to be using in the chicken house. So my dad's digging a trench right now. We're going to lay the pipe, or dig the trench, lay the pipe, and I'll show you when we got it all in place. Who's outside? That is my turkeys. If anybody guessed in that last video when I said, can anybody guess what the heck they were? Only one person guessed right, and they are turkeys. They are bronze turkeys. They are the biggest of the breeds. They are going to be little protectors of the yard and flock and everything. That's why I got them. They are not to be eaten. And I still don't know if they're both boys or if one's a girl or if one's a boy. I don't know yet. I know for sure that one of them, that one right there, is a boy. But their names are Gobble and Wobble. Yeah, so they're outside now. I have them separated because in about another month or so, I'm going to be trimming their wings, which I will make a video on. I'll show y'all. And you only trim one wing, but for now, they have to be separated because I don't want them fighting. I want them all to get used to each other first before I go putting them together. So yeah, that is Gobble and Wobble, my bronze turkeys. So another week or two, and then I'll put everybody together, and then they all should get along. Hopefully. I think that one might be a female, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I can't trim their wings right now because they're too young and their feathers are still growing. And they've got a bloodline running through their feathers. And if you cut that, it's kind of like cutting the quick on a dog's toes. But anyways, let me show you what we got going on in the chicken house. So here it is. We've got it going from the far corner over there. We've got a trench dug and the pipe laid in. It goes from the far side of the chicken house all the way across and running out off that way. So hopefully this will combat the problem of the swamp in the chicken yard. So, we are going to fill this all back in, stomp on it, push it all back in, make it all covered back up. And then also we are going to, in one of my trip videos, pick up some sand, and we're going to start dumping sand in here because that will also help combat the swamp problem. Because it smells horrible right now and it attracts the flies like mad. So to help combat the swamp problem, we're going to dump a bunch of sand in here, which they'll be happy with because they'll kick it around and peck through it and have fun with it anyways. So yeah, we're going to get this all filled back in, and I'll show you once that is done. But there it is so far. There's that half all covered back up, so the only thing left to do is to cover the pipe on the outside. So let's cover that real quick and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, he got it filled in, back in on the other side now. The pipe is fully covered, so now the water, rather than seeping up inside the chicken house, it will run, hopefully, into that pipe, on out, and into the ground off that way. So that's just one more project, almost done. The only thing left to do is to get some sand, which we will eventually do one at a time, because I can only fit 2 buckets in my car, because we're going to pick up the sand from the mountains on one of my trip videos. So you'll probably see that in a Friday video. So this is almost done, just missing the sand, which we will eventually put in. But for now, the pipe is put in, so no more swampy chicken house. So the next thing you'll see is us probably dumping sand inside the chicken house, and we'll bring you along for that. So thanks for watching so far. Okay, it's been about 2 weeks now since you saw my dad dig that trench and put that pipe in, that French drain, that's what it's called. Ran it from the corner over there all the way out, all the way down, if you remember seeing in the video. So we did that, and as you can see, it is finally dry. It took quite some time for this to dry because it was a serious swamp. So, and we had a big rain yesterday while we were gone, and as you can see, it is still dry. So we must have done something right if it's not a swamp in here anymore. So to help combat the swamp problem, besides putting in the French drain, yesterday, while we were on one of our trips, we picked up some sand. So I'm going to dump these buckets of sand in here, and that'll help drainage and keep it dry in here. And it also helps if the chickens eat it, because it's like it gets kind kind of helps mush up their food and whatnot. It's a good thing. Airplanes are driving me nuts today. Hold on. So I'm going to dump these 2 buckets of sand in here. And if we need more, I'll pick up more on our next trip. So let's dump these things of sand in. Okay, I've got all that raked out now. As you can see, it pretty much covers the whole area in here. This is a somewhat big house. I can stand up inside of it, and I'm over 6 feet tall. So it can hold all the chickens, all my ducks, and even any others I come across. It is plenty big enough. The only thing I'm going to have to do is put in another perch. But anyways, for them all to roost up on at night, especially during the winter. Not the ducks, just the chickens and whatnot. But anyways, pretty much covers everywhere. I think in our next trip, I will pick up some more sand and dump 2 more buckets in here. And then I think that will pretty much end the swampy chicken house. Yeah. We don't want swampy chicken house because that breeds bugs and bacteria and makes nasty eggs. You know, because they jump up in their nesting boxes and their feet are full of poop and whatnot, and the swampy ground that was down here, and it gets all over the eggs. You can wash it, but still, no one wants filthy eggs, especially when they're buying them. But, yeah, so that's how we combated the swampy chicken house. I think this will work out really well, especially since we put the French drain in, or my dad put the French drain in. So there we go. Let me take you around and show you all the chickens. So there everybody is. I know you can't see them as well through the fence, but everybody is doing good. Everybody's getting along. Sometimes there's little chicken squabbles, but that's inevitable. See everybody there? They all think I have food, so they came running. And my turkeys are back there talking to me. There's Gobble and Wobble. And you can't see them. Hold on. There, that lighting's better. Now you can see them. There's Gobble and Wobble. They're doing good. Yes, they are separated from the chickens, not because they'll fight, because the turkeys can take care of themselves. I got them for protection, not for food. They are only a couple months old. They're not that old. They're as old as the new little chickens. That's how old they are. But as far as I could tell, that one's going to be a tom. Not too sure about that other one over there yet, who likes the water on the other side of the fence. But yet it has a bowl of water right there. What a nut. But I know that one's going to be a tom. In a later video, you'll see me trimming their wings so I can let them out of here, and they'll follow me around, and I'll take them to the garden. They'll be little garden bug buddies. Yeah. And that's the other reason why they're separated right now, is I'm trying to keep them as tame as possible. Because right now, I can go in there and I can hand feed them. He's going after a fly. Oh, he got it. But yeah, I think that one might be a hen, but I'm not sure yet. So we still gotta wait a while. In about another month, I'll trim their wings and they can come out. But eventually that barrier will come down. But for now, I'm just trying to keep them separate, to keep them as tame as possible. That's why they're separate. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling about my flock here. And thanks for watching Just What I Do. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please whack that like button. And don't forget to subscribe. I have all kinds of content. It's pretty much a little bit of just what I do every day. Could be fixing a truck. It could be building a chicken yard. You never know. Or even just planting in the garden. Or a cooking video. But anyways, stop rambling before I make this video too long. Thanks for watching Just What I Do today. Please subscribe. Don't forget to whack that like button. And I'll catch you next time on Just What I Do.